Quick question. How many of your decisions are made because you wanted something, and how many because you were afraid of what might happen if you didn't act? That difference between desire and fear is the heartbeat of influence. And while fear can protect us, it's also the most exploited trigger in human psychology. Welcome back to Mindframe. I'm Ty, and here we explore the hidden psychology and deeper patterns that shape how we think, grow, and connect. Fear is primal. The amygdala, the brain's threat detector, can fire faster than conscious thought. That's why a loud sound makes you jump before you even realize what it was. Influencers, whether they're advertisers, leaders, or manipulators, know this. They don't have to convince you logically. All they need to do is trigger your anxiety and then offer relief. One of the oldest tricks in the book is scarcity. Limited time offer. Only 3 left in stock. Act now or you'll miss out. Why does this work? Because fear of loss is stronger than hope of gain. Psychologists call it loss aversion. Your brain reacts more intensely to what you might lose than to what you might gain. We think we're rushing to grab the deal. But what if I told you it has nothing to do with the product at all? In a second, I'll show you what's really being hijacked. But scarcity isn't the only lever. Fear of rejection is just as powerful. We're wired to survive in groups, which makes the threat of being left out feel almost like death. That's why manipulators use phrases like, "everyone else sees it this way," or "you're the only one who thinks that." They frame you as the outsider, and your brain scrambles to get back inside the circle. Most of us think silence keeps the peace. But what if silence is really proof that fear has already won? If that thought hits close, tap like. It'll push this reminder out to more people who need to hear it. Then there's the fear of consequences. We're conditioned to respond to authority, teachers, bosses, officials. So when someone in power implies punishment, or even disapproval, the fear trigger fires. This doesn't just happen in dictatorships. It happens in boardrooms, classrooms, even families. Fear says, if I resist, I'll pay the price. And so influence takes root, not through persuasion, but through anxiety. Here's a thought. When fear steps in, are you actually choosing at all? Or are you just running? Let's break that down. Fear doesn't just shape the mind, it shapes the field. Step into a room anxious, and others feel it. Leaders who rule through fear cast a shadow that chills everyone around them. But fear is also just energy, and energy can be reclaimed. When you name it, breathe through it, and refuse to act in panic, you shift the field. What was once manipulation becomes awareness, and awareness is power. Fear only controls you in the dark. The moment you see it clearly, it shifts from chains that bind you to fuel that drives you forward. So how do you protect yourself from fear-based influence? Pause before reacting. If you feel urgency or panic, step back. Fear thrives on speed. Check the framing. Ask, is this about what I might lose or what I might gain? Ground your state. A calm breath is enough to remind your body, this isn't survival, it's influence. Practice these, and fear stops being the lever others use against you. It becomes a signal you use for yourself. Step back, and the pattern is clear. Fear is the shortcut to influence. Scarcity, rejection, authority, all roads lead to the amygdala. But once you recognize the pattern, the spell breaks. Fear doesn't have to be the puppeteer. It can be the signal that reminds you, slow down, anchor in truth, and choose with clarity. So here's a real-world application for you. The next time someone pushes you with urgency, rejection, or authority, pause. Don't answer the fear. Watch what happens when you stay grounded instead. Drop your story in the comments, because someone else may need the reminder that fear doesn't have to lead. And if this gave you clarity, tap like so it reaches more people stuck in fear-based influence. Subscribe to Mindframe for weekly insights into psychology, neuroscience, and the hidden levers that shape how we think, grow, and act. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep exploring insightful ways of improving every day.